Recording in progress.
Guys, please check your audio and video settings, please. Yes, guys. Yeah, in other day's class, I was talking about what, guys? I was talking about what? Multiple things, guys. Standalone layered application development. What is that? Client application talks to controller. Controller talks to service class. Service talks to DAO. DAO talks to database software. But DAO gets a connection object from what? JDBC connection pull through data source object. Through what, guys? Data source object. Now listen carefully. DAO contain persistence logic, service contain business logic, controller contains what? Monitoring or controller logics. Client application contains UI logics, nothing but presentation logic. So all these are the separate classes, guys. If I think in Spring point of view, data source can be taken as what? Dependent to DAO. DAO can be taken as dependent to service. Service can be taken as what? Dependent to controller. Controller can be gathered in the client application through IOC container dot get bean method. That means CTX dot get bean method. Get bean method. That means I can inject data source to DAO, DAO to service, service to controller, controller to controller. I can get in the client application using CTX dot get bean method. This is what we discussed, right? I asked you people to watch the videos. Anyone remember that? Yes, guys. Now tell me. Okay, guys. Now tell me, guys, Java bin. Tell me, guys, Java bin is a Java class. Are you getting my point? Uh, Java bin is a Java class that is developed by following some standards, right? Java bin is a Java class that is developed by following standards, right? Okay, guys. Now tell me, Java bin is always used as a main class or helper class? Java bin is always used as a main class or helper class? I want reply. Java bin is always used as helper class to carry to carry and pass multiple values among the come on guys, main classes of same project or different projects. Agree with me, my dears? Among the main classes of same project or different projects. What do you say, guys? Okay, instead of among, we can say across. Across the main classes of same project or different projects. Okay, one project wants to pass data to another project. Yes, Java bean can be used if both are there in Java projects, guys. Both are there as Java projects, but within the project, multiple main classes are there. How to pass the data from one class to another class? When more than 3 values, more than 4 values are there. Again, it's better to go for what? Java bean support. Understanding my point? Okay, across the main classes of same projects are different Java projects. Okay, guys, different projects. Now, Java Bean is always helper class, guys. Now, tell me what are those standards, guys? Java, what are the standards? Class must be public. I hope everyone studied those things. Recommended to implement is a recommendation only. Recommended to implement, tell me, serializable. Recommended to implement serializable. Tell me, all member variables, nothing but bean properties must be private and non-static. All member variables must be private and non-static. Come on, guys. Okay. Every bean property must have setter and getter method. Yeah, setter method is there to set the data or to modify the data to bean property. Getter method is there to read the data from the bean property. Next one, must have zero param constructor directly or indirectly. Directly means what, guys? Given by programmer. Given by programmer. Indirectly means what, guys? Generated by the Java compiler generated by the Java compiler, nothing but default Java C generated by the Java compiler as the default constructor, simply as the default constructor. Yes, class must be public. Recommended to implement serializable interface. What is that? Java dot io dot serializable interface. All member variables must be private and non-static, guys. Why public? To make the class visible inside and outside the package. Why recommended to implement serializable? Then only its data is shippable over the network, right? All member variables must be private and non-static. Why? Then only they allocate memory inside the object. And security. Private use what? Encapsulation or security. Got it or not? What is the advantage of member variables allocating memory inside the object? Array, at a time I can create multiple objects for Java Bean to hold multiple sets of same data. Come on, to hold multiple sets of same category data. Okay, at a time I want to hold 10 customer details, guys. 10 customer details. Okay, if member variables are what? Allocating memory inside the object. Okay, 10 objects are created means what? They can represent 10 sets of customer details or not? Definitely. Okay, guys. Each bean property must have setter and getter method. Come on, guys. So setter method is okay. Every property will have a separate setter method and separate getter method, so that I can set values to my choice property. I can modify value of my choice property. I can read the value of my choice property. Especially when I'm sending data from one class to another class, source class needs to set the data to the Java Bean class object properties. Destination class should read the data. Okay, while setting the data, destination class uses what? Getter method. While reading the data, destination class uses what? Getter method. Okay, let us assume Flipkart.com is sending credit card details to PayPal. Okay, Flipkart is source, PayPal is destination. How it will send credit card details over the network? In the form of Java Bean class object. Let us assume both are there in Java. That's why they are using what? Java Bean class object support. Please concentrate. Flipkart.com creates a Java Bean class object, uses setter method to set the data to set credit card details to Java Bean class object, and sends that object data over the network. PayPal receives the object and uses what? Getter method to read what? Java Bean class properties data. Understanding my point, guys? And to make object creation very easy and faster, either for programmer or for framework, and you should have a zero param constructor, because a zero param constructor is there for everyone. Object creation becomes quite easy, guys. Now tell me, based on kind of data we store, please watch videos. I'm just revising, just giving overall idea. So much details are there in the video. Based on kind of data we store, there are three types of Java beans, guys. Yeah, what are those, guys? VO class, nothing but value object class. Value object class. Tell me, guys. Java bean. The Java bean class object that holds either inputs or outputs. That holds what, guys? Input that holds either inputs or outputs, generally as string properties. All its properties are what? String properties. Next one, DTO class, guys. DTO class. What is that? Data transfer object class. Come on. Data transfer object class. Now tell me here. The Java bean that holds shippable data. Shippable means what? Transferable data, guys. Transferable data either within the Java project, or across the multiple Java projects. Across the multiple Java projects. Okay, shippable means transferable, guys. Shippable data, transferable. Either within the same project. Okay, next one. Now, third one, what is this? BO class. BO class, also called as business object class, also called as entity class, also called as model class, also called as persistent class, persistence class. Okay. Also called as persistence class. Now tell me here. The Java bean class object. Are you listening my statement, guys? The Java bean class object that holds bean class object that holds the Java bean class object that holds okay persistable. What, guys? Persistable means persistable, that means to be inserted, to be saved, to be inserted to database table as a record, or persistent collected from DB table records. Collected from DB table record. The Java bean object that holds either persistable means to be saved, or persistent data. Persistent means collected from DB table record is called, tell me, BO class or entity class or model class. BO class or entity class or model class. Are you listening my statement, guys? BO. Now listen, what is the statement I am passing here is, this is the layered application, that's good. How data will be passed here? That's a big question. Copy this, guys, paste it. In a typical layered application, client application passes, come on, data to controller class either as VO class. Yeah, more than three values. More than three values will be passed as what? Either as VO class or DTO class. Yeah, if you don't like taking VO class, we can think about going for DTO class. Come on. Java bean only, but which category of Java bean? Either as VO class or DTO class. I hope you are understanding my statement, guys. Okay, guys. Now tell me, boss. Next one. Controller class and service class. How it will carry the data? DTO class. Next. Service class and DAO class. How it will carry the data? BO class. BO class object, guys. Here object is compulsory. BO class object. Here also what, guys? BO class object. Are you listening my statement, guys? Tell me. So generally BO class, how we will take, guys? Generally we take this class on 1 per DB table having compatibility between Java Bean class properties and DB table columns. Arrays both should be of same type. Same type means compatibility should be there, guys. Because each object of Geo class should represent what? One record. One record means there should be compatible or not. There must be compatibility. I hope you are understanding my point, guys. Amit Singh, you cannot keep transient or serializable now, boss. So that means that is giving some issue. Your basic, Amit Singh, in your question only some fly is there. You are saying non-static, non-final fields of serializable class should be either transient or serializable directly. No, right reason. You cannot keep serializable and transient together. I hope you are understanding. There itself you have gone wrong. There itself you have gone wrong. Check that point. Further question you will understand. Once you get the clarity on that, further thing will not be a big issue. Okay. And mail me if you have any further discussion on that. Mail me. This is not the session of serialization and deserialization. Okay. Now listen. Everyone, please understood this, guys. Client application passes its multiple values either in the form of VO class object or DTO class object. That's up to them. But controller passes its multiple values to service class in the form of DTO class object. Service class passes its persistable data in the form of what? BO class object. Anyhow, DAO sends to database software along with the SQL query. So here no Java bean is required, guys. Here no Java bean because database does not understand Java class objects. Database understands only in the form of what? SQL, right? So here every time it is SQL query only. Here no Java bean is required. So don't think that here some Java bean is required because database may be there in the remote machine. Remote machine or local machine, database does not understand what? Java. Database understands only SQL query. So that's why whatever data you want to pass to database software as input, you should pass along with SQL query only. Right, boss? Now tell me here. Suppose my DAO got result set object having bunch of records. Let us assume from here I got bunch of records, guys. Database is giving bunch of records. Bunch of records. This bunch of records comes back in what form, guys? Bunch of record comes to DAO in what form, guys? RS. RS means result set. RS means what? Result set. Now I have a question. Let us assume this database software is giving bunch of records to DAO class, but in the DAO, how they will come? RS. If at all I am using JDBC, I am assuming DAO is having plain JDBC. Let us assume for the timing it is having what? Plain JDBC logic is there, right? Now tell me, sending a result set object, which is a JDBC object to service class is recommended? Recommended. It is allowed to write JDBC code in every part of the application, guys? No, not recommended. How to send? Then how to send result set object records to service class, guys? How to send result set object records to service class, guys? In the form of Java bean class objects, right? But RS contains one record or multiple records? Multiple records, 0 or more records, right? To represent one record, one object of BO class. To represent multiple records of result set, we should take one object of BO class or multiple objects of BO class. We should take one object of BO class or multiple objects of BO class. We should take one object of BO class or multiple objects of BO class. I want reply. Multiple objects. Are to hold multiple objects which are dynamically growable, what is better? Array is better, collection is better. Array is better, collection is better. Collection is better, right? Because array means fixed size. Collection means not a fixed size. Moreover, dynamically growable. Memory can be allocated very much dynamically, right? When it comes to collection, we are having list, set, map. List, set, map. Are you understanding my point? List, set, map. Map ruled out because we need to have a key and value. But right now I have only BO class objects representing 10 records. So map ruled out. Only elements I have, I don't have key and value, right? So we have only option of list and set. We have only option of working with what? List and set. Now tell me, which preserves insertion order? Which preserves insertion order? Set or list? List. When you are retrieving records from database table, and if you are trying to store in the form of BO class objects, and if you add those BO class objects to collection, you want to preserve records order, you don't want to preserve records order. Definitely you want to preserve records order, right? And moreover, sometimes I want to do sorting also. Sometimes I want to do sorting. Sometimes I want to preserve what? Insertion order. Not sometimes, every time I want to preserve insertion order. Sometimes I want to do sorting. All these are possible on set collection or list collection. All these are possible on set collection or list collection. List is good, right? That's why I will convert result set records into BO class objects and I will put into the list collection. So I am calling it as a list BO. I am calling it as what? List BO. Convinced with me or not? Convinced with me or not, my dears? Okay, guys. Now listen. Okay, now listen, guys. List BO is coming to service class. Service class has to pass these multiple records to controller class. What is good, guys? We have to convert list BO to list DTO. List BO to list DTO. Are you listening my statement, guys? When database is executing SQL query and giving bunch of records in the form of RS. So RS cannot be passed in every layer of the project because RS is a JDBC object except DAO. Nowhere else you have to have a RS. RS means result set object. So that's why RS records we convert into what? List BO we pass to service class. Service class passes them to controller by converting list BO to list DTO, right? List DTO. Controller passes them to client application, either as it is list DTO or list VO. Converting VO to DTO is optional, boss. You can present DTO as it is. Okay, otherwise you can convert DTO into VO and you can pass. Now listen, this is while carrying data, while carrying inputs, this conversion, while carrying output, this conversion. Convinced or not, boss? So in first mini project at Spring Basics level, I have given multiple inputs, more than 3 inputs. That's why we have seen VO, DTO, BO while carrying inputs, guys. Come on. But today I want to present inputs heavy, outputs heavy. Our outputs also multiple records. Output is not simple one value, two value. Output is also bunch of records. Bunch of records means they store into result set. Okay, we cannot send result set object wherever you want because JDBC code cannot be there in every layer, only in DAO, right? So that's why RS into list of BO objects comes to service. Service converts what? List of BO objects to list of DTO objects. Super. And service converts list of DTO objects to list of VO class objects. Or you can directly send what? List of DTO as it is to client application. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Shilpa madam, I have given clear idea. Inputs VO, shippable data DTO, persistable data or persistent data BO. And after listening entire Ramayana again coming to when to use DTO, when to use BO. Either concentrate or sleep completely. Please don't irritate me like this. What is the meaning of this statement? Actually, you are supposed to watch video, but still I have spent exclusive time to explain when to use VO, when to use DTO, and to use BO. Again, coming to same questions are where to use what? Inputs or outputs? VO. Listen. VO. Inputs or outputs. Clear, guys? Shippable data. Controller to service, just transfer of data. That's why DTO. Persistable data to be saved in the table. BO. While retrieving collected from the table. BO. Again, just for transfer purpose, DTO. Inputs are outputs. Now, right now, outputs are there. That's why VO. But taking VO is optional nowadays. That's why we are going for what? DTO. We can present as it is well DTO. Okay. Ashish Kumar. VO contain all its properties as strings. When all its properties are string, do you think service class can do presentation? Sorry, business logic execution. Do you think BO can do persistence operations? No. We have to take different types of beans at a different level. For example, okay, table is having 5 columns, but a DTO wants to add a serial number. Our DTO wants to add one more result on the top of existing 4 properties. Then are you understanding my statement, guys? So different layer, different values we have to use based on the type of the data. See, BO contains only table record. Table is having only 4 columns, but I want to give 6 values to end user, which are generated based on 4 values. Then we have to put those extra 2 properties in DTO or not. Are you listening my statement? Ashish Kumar, if all Java beans are having same data, then also better to take different one. Then also better to take different one. Today same, tomorrow it may be different. Yes, tomorrow improvisation may be there, right? Tomorrow improvisation may be there. Are you listening my statement, boss? I know there are some people who do some wrong practice. What is that? Client application passes data to model class Java bean, same model class Java bean, same model class Java bean. Okay. Again, results also list of model class, list of model class, list of model class passes to client application. That means everywhere they use same Java bean. So that is a compromised behavior. I'm not saying that is bad, but that is a compromised one. The best practice is VO, DTO, BO while sending, while retrieving BO, DTO, and VO. That's the best practice. Are you listening my statement, guys? Okay, guys. If you take the support of, I'll give both models, don't worry. If you take the support of VO class, DTO class, BO classes, BO class to carry data, to carry data across the multiple layers of a project multiple layers of a project, either for sending inputs or for gathering retrieving outputs, we will be having freedom to increase or decrease inputs or outputs in each layer. Yeah, okay. We'll be having freedom to increase or decrease. Decrease not possible, generally increase only. Come on, guys. Maybe decrease also. Okay. From database, 5 column values are coming. No, I want to present to end user only 3 columns. Okay, then in the DTO, I will take only 3 properties. In the database, salary is coming as a floating point value. I want to present to end user by rounding up that value, guys. In the DTO, I can take salary as a int value, int property. In the DTO, I can take that property as what? Int property, where I can do round up or round down activities. I hope you are getting my point. This is the good practice. If you want to have a freedom to increase or decrease the things, right? Decrease. Inputs are what? Inputs are outputs in each layer, guys. Now listen. Now some people follows this model also. Don't worry. I will not compromise. I will give both models to you people. I'm exposed to all types of projects, guys. I have seen different people using different models. So that's why it's my responsibility and my duty to present both. So according to the project leader mindset, you can choose one of the other model. Okay. If you don't want to, if you don't want, if there is no need of, if there is no need of increasing or decreasing inputs or outputs in each layer, then you can take single Java bean class. You can take single Java bean class, which is generally called model class, which is generally they call it as model class. Are you getting my point? Single Java bean class to carry data across the multiple layers. Okay, guys. Across the multiple layers. Okay, guys. Bit compromised. Easy, but bit compromised. Okay, guys. Across the multiple layers. Now listen. Client application passes its multiple inputs as what, guys? Model class object. How it passes, guys? As model class object. Controller passes multiple details. How, guys? Same model class object. Java bean only. Ultimately, Java bean only. Come on. How it passes multiple inputs, guys? No BO here, right? Model class object. Rampi, check your network bandwidth before asking me. I'm using leased internet connection. Network problems are very less from my side. Okay. Understanding my point there? Right, boss. Now tell me here, what is the story here? Okay, let us assume how does it goes here? SQL query. SQL query. Now tell me here, card operations, all these are fine. Yeah, tell me here, bunch of records. Those bunch of records will be stored in the form of what, guys? In DAO, RS, result set. Here what they will do? List model, list model class objects. List of model class objects. List of model class objects, guys. Okay, guys. Copy this. Say paste. Okay. Say paste. So both models are there, your choice. Now I am going to follow first model. This is more recommended, guys. This is not that much recommended. And someone is again confirming also. Okay. First one person is confirming. What is the first person is confirming? Sir, while this gives flexibility, does multiple types of objects impact performance of the application? It will not. In fact, array Spring Boot internally creates so many objects, guys. 1 2 extra objects, I don't think it will. It's something like this. It's something like this. Sir, I created one user-defined class object in servlet. Does it affect the performance? First of all, tell me, servlet container creates how many objects internally, guys? So many objects it will internally create. Similarly, Spring Boot creates how many objects? So many objects. And if you look at Spring application dot run method, it will do 20 things, guys. 20 things will do so many activities. Do you think all of them we are using in our Spring Boot project every time? No. Are you understanding? Ashish Kumar, Ashish Kumar, it is not a web application. Okay. Are inputs and output both are same, then why are you developing the project or dirty fellow? Ashish Kumar, you and your stupid question. If inputs and outputs same, why you take same? Why do you take project? Inputs and outputs never be same, right? Are you getting my point there? If inputs and outputs same, why are you developing the application? Generally, we don't need application. Okay, what my intention is, everyone look at the chat box, guys. Ragesh Salgar is confirming. I worked in 3 companies but never used same model. Always used DTO, BO classes. Confirmation number 1. Okay. Sai Panindra. Sai Panindra is giving one more confirmation. Sai Panindra is giving one more confirmation. Come on. Okay, we are using this approach in our project. One Java bin across the layers. See, that's why different companies are following different strategies. Again, I am giving clarity. In each layer, you should want to take a flexibility of increasing or decreasing inputs or outputs. Go for this. This is best. In each layer, you don't want to take that flexibility. You don't want to take much flexibility. Got it or not? Okay, we don't want to take that flexibility, then go for model class. No sir, there is a flexibility of modifying, but people are using model class. That's a bad designing. Then I can say it's a bad designing. Come on, that we can say that's a bad designing. Are you getting my point? Yes, guys. Sushil Kumar, what you said is right. I think everyone got the clarity. Both are there in the industry, guys. Both concepts are there in the industry. Both concepts are there in the industry. Are you understanding my point? Both concepts are there. It's not like that both concepts are not there. Right. I think everyone clear on this point, guys. Shall I move further? Yes, guys. Now listen, anyhow, discussion has come. Copying result set object records to copying result set object records to list BO class, list BO collection. Okay, guys. Copying result set object records to list BO collection. Yeah, this is the what. Now listen, one practical problem is there here, guys. First of all, tell me, in each element of list collection, okay, we can store how many objects, guys? One object or multiple objects? In each element of list collection, how many objects can be stored? I will murder you if you say multiple. In one element of list collection, how many objects we can keep, guys? Only one object now, boss. What happening, guys? What's happening there, guys? One element, one object. More elements, more objects, right? Yes, this is my BFR position. This is my ALR position. This is my RS. RS is nothing but result set. Yes, guys, this is my BFR. This is my ALR. Let us assume this application is dealing with some employees information. 101 Raja. Look, address is Hyderabad, salary is 90,000. 102 Rajesh, Hyderabad. Here is what? 80,000. One not three Mahesh, Vizag. Come on. Acha, Yasminan, you don't know what is BFR and ALR? Before first record, after last record. How every file contains BOF and UOF, beginning of the file, end of the file. Similarly, every result set object contains what, guys? BFR and ALR, before first record and after last record. Come on. Right. I think these are fundamentals, guys. No problem. Yes, this is my AL. AL is nothing but array list. And I explained why I'm taking AL also. Why I'm taking list collection also. I have given clarity, right? Okay. Here, how many records? 3 records. So we want to store in how many elements? 3 elements. I'm using how many elements here? 3 elements. Come on. Okay, guys. Now tell me here. My intensity is this record to this. This record, I want to copy this. This record, I want to copy this. Even this record, I want to copy this. Right. This record, I want to copy this. So forget about BO. Right now, what is the situation? Right now, what is the situation? 3 records are there. I want to copy to 3 elements of list collection. Okay. Each record is having how many values, guys? 4 values. In that one, 2 string object, 2 simple values. Can I store 2 string objects and 2 simple values in one element of array list directly, guys? In one element of array list directly, guys? In one element of array list directly, guys? No. No means not possible. Are you listening my statement, boss? Right, guys. Note. We cannot copy the records of RS2. We cannot copy the records of RS2. Whom, guys? We cannot copy records of RS2 list collection directly, because each record of RS contains multiple values. In fact, multiple objects and multiple simple values. Okay. But each element of list collection can hold only one object. Only one object. This is the problem. Right now, boss? Okay. What is the solution for this problem? To overcome the above problem. To overcome the above problem. Come on, guys. To overcome the above problem. Tell me, what should I do? To overcome the above problem, boss. Copy each record of RS results array. Now, one verse RS means result set, guys. Come on. Each record of RS to BO class object or to a object of BO class to a object of BO class. Come on. And place that object in AL. Place that object in list collection. Place that object in list collection. Are you comfortable, guys? To overcome above problem, copy. I hope you understood this point, guys. Copy each record of RS to a object of BO class and place that object in what? List collection. Simply place that object in what? List collection. Then what is the story here? The solution for this problem is very simple, guys. Copy this. Here is the story. Now I am giving solution diagram. Everyone focus. Here is my solution diagram. Okay, done. Here is my solution diagram. What this solution diagram says? Employee BO class objects. Another object for employee BO class. And one more object for employee BO class. Listening my statement, guys? Yes, guys. Now listen. Object of employee BO. Why BO? Why are you preferring BO? Tell me. Why are you preferring BO, guys? Why are you preferring BO? Array, records means persistent data, na boss. Records means persistent data. Who can hold persistent or persistible? BO class object, right? Okay. So now here E1 object of BO employee BO. This is another object of employee BO E2. This is another object of employee BO E3. Now listen carefully what it maintains. 101 Raja Hyderabad 90,000. 101 90,000. Here is my E1. Here is my E1. Okay. Next one. 102 Rajesh Hyderabad 80,000. Second record is copied to this one, boss. Okay. Second record is copied. Here is my third record. 103 Mahesh Vizag 9,000. 9,000. Here is my E2. Here is my E3. Yes, guys. Tell me here. 3 records. Data is kept in what? 3 objects of BO class, and add those objects to 3 elements of array list. Add those objects to 3 elements of array list. Are you comfortable, guys? Are you understanding my statement, guys? Now problem is solved or not? I am combining 4 values into single object, and I'm putting that object into collection. So when direct solution is not there, indirectly we achieved it or not? Indirectly we achieved it or not? So now I can call this one as a list BO or not? List of BO class objects. Right. This is the solution, guys. So sample code I would like to give. Sample code. Where, guys? Sample code in DAO class. Generally, we have to write this code in the DAO class, right? Let us assume prepared statement PS is equal to prepared statement PS is equal to. Let us assume we have a connection, JDBC connection already. Through data source object, we will get, guys. Con dot prepare statement of select employee number, employee name. Okay. What is this? EADD. Then what is that? Salary. 4 columns are there. Let us assume from employee underscore info. If not employee, take some other table. Who stops you, guys? Employee underscore info. If you want to add conditions, you can add condition. I don't have any issue, boss. Now tell me, result set RS is equal to, okay, PS dot execute query. PS dot execute query. That gives me result set object like this. Side to this, let me take one employee BO class, guys. Public class employee BO. Yeah, BO implementing serializable is optional, guys. Optional. That's why implementing serializable interface is a recommendation, is not a rule, guys. Okay. Private, you can take with the same name or different names. That's up to you. Private int EMPNO. Private string ename. How many columns I am selecting? 4 columns. Okay. How many columns I am selecting? 4 columns. So better to have 4 properties or not? There should be compatibility between what? DB table columns and BO class properties. This is what I discussed, right? Okay. Now tell me here. EADD. That's good. Next, private float salary. Float or double as your choice. Float salary. Sir, property names and column names should match. That's up to you. But compatibility, type wise, data type wise, compatibility should be there. Yeah, EMPNO means numeric value. Here also numeric data type. Ename means string value. Here also string data type. Listen, are you understanding my statement? So then what should I write, guys? Setters and getters. Yeah, how many setter methods I have to write, guys? 4 setter methods. For every property, 1 setter method. How many getter methods, guys? 4 getter methods, right? Okay. Okay. Don't generate manually. Don't generate manually. Go to the top, add one Lambda KPI annotation. Go to the top, add one Lambda KPI annotation. Yes or no? Na? Use Lambda KPI. Lambda KPI gives what? Commonly used boilerplate code of every Java class or not? I have given 2 beautiful videos on Lambda KPI. Lengthy videos I have given. Studied or not studied or watched or not. Guys, I will give a lot of common topics in the form of videos, guys. You have to be active whenever you are having weekend for other people holiday. For us, it's going to be responsibility to see multiple videos. I will make you didn't get the video, na jump into the drainage. Jump into the drainage. Those who are saying didn't get the video, jump into the drainage. Which donkeys you are catching without watching videos? I think I said shortcut also how to get the videos, right? Did I give that statement or not? Go to Naresh IT YouTube channel, type topic name, space faculty name. Type topic name, space top faculty name. You will get the videos. Other, I think last Saturday or other Friday class also I shared URLs also, right? Okay. See guys, if you give excuses, you will become half knowledge fellow in my course. So stop giving excuses, start executing the things. Start executing the things. Certain common topics I wantedly prepared video so that I can save the time. I can save the time and you can save the time. Because it's a big syllabus, guys. We have to learn Spring Boot, various modules in Spring Boot. Then we have to go for microservices. So that's why some common topics which are required in J2W level, Hibernate level, web service level, microservice level, Spring level, Spring Boot level. Instead of teaching for 4-5 times, okay, same topic 4-5 times, I have kept some videos. Please watch. I need your cooperation. Right. Now listen carefully, guys. At the rate data. What this at the rate data will do, guys? At the rate data will do. What at the rate data will do? Getters, setters, toString, hash code, hash code, hash code. Now tell me. These are the things that will come or not. Hash code, yeah, and etc. But mainly this one, boss. Equals method also comes. Equals, equals, and you will get arg constructors, parameterized constructor. Come on, guys. Param constructor. Sir, what about zero param constructor? Zero param constructor will not come by default until you write at the rate no arg constructor explicitly. Sir, if I don't write, if I don't write, if I don't write any at the rate non-null kind of thing, I found it is giving zero param constructor. That is coming because of Java compiler, not because of at the rate data. Param constructor. Are you getting my point? If no constructor is there, default by default, you will get zero param constructor or not? Yes. See, one annotation giving these many things. Now tell me, it's better to use Lambda KP annotation or better to write those things manually? Sir, in Eclipse ID we can generate simply, boss. Then also, boss. Then also one annotation is good or this one. That means it is avoiding commonly required boilerplate code or not. Watch videos, guys. Watch video. Beautiful explanation I have given. A perfect Java class is called that class that contains what? Multiple things. But do you want to generate those multiple things manually? No. Okay. I want someone to take care of those multiple common things. That is nothing but Lambda KPI. So what perfect Java class needs to have? Zero param constructor. Next, equals method, hash code method, Okay, toString method. A getter setter method optional. Only in Java bean we need them. But these four things are there na, quite compulsory in order to call it as a perfect Java class. But every class we don't want to develop manually. That's the reason we go for Lambda API support. It is not avoiding business logic related boilerplate code. It is not avoiding persistence logic related boilerplate code or some other serious logic related boilerplate code. It is avoiding that boiler code that is required in every class to make it as a perfect class. To make it as a perfect. That means common boilerplate to make class as a perfect class. Sir, why toString equals hash code? All these are required to make it as a perfect class. Array in collections, ra babu. In collections, to do sorting, to follow hashing algorithms. Come on, these are very much required. These are very much required. Come on, guys. I hope you studied all these things. Yes, guys, we got the result set object. While rs dot next. Okay, while rs dot next. Here I'm going to say copy rs records to array list. RS records to array list collection. Tell me here. Array list AL is equal to new array list of. I have created empty array list, but nowadays everyone is using what, guys? Everyone is preferring what? Generics. Okay, I want to see this is allowing only one object. What is that one object, guys? Employee BO class object. Sir, why are you teaching all these things, sir? I am going to use all these things in my project, guys. I am against of dynamically learning and using, boss. I prepare background. I will give storyboard of mini project. Then we develop. We are going to spend another 1-2 days on mini project only, because my mini projects are very useful, boss. I hope you are getting confidence that we can develop layered application. Fine. List employee BO. This is real time, not Flipkart DTDC, not course and student. They are only POCs. This is real time dependency injection. This is real time utilization of what? This is real time utilization of what? Dependency injection, auto wiring. Okay. List BO AL is equal to. Otherwise, I'll take a list BO only. New array list of writing generics at what? Left side is optional. Sorry, right side is optional from Java 7 onwards. I think you are aware of that, right? Okay. Now listen carefully, boss. Copy each record of RS2. Copy each record of RS2. Each object of BO class. Each object of BO class. Yeah, there is no direct method to do that work, guys. So what should I do? Okay. Listen, you don't want to waste multiple references. I will do like this. See, you have to think about small memory things also. EBO is equal to null. EBO is equal to new employee BO of. What's the difference between creating this reference variable inside the while loop and outside the while loop? Though 10 objects are created, every time we are using same reference variable to refer it. We are avoiding memory wastage for a reference variable. Are you listening my statement, guys? No. Multiple objects are created. Multiple objects referred by multiple reference variables. Much memory is required. Multiple objects referred by same reference variable. Less memory is required. Are you listening my statement? But EBO refers one object at a time, boss. No doubt in that. EBO dot EBO dot set employee number. Set employee number. RS dot get int of 1. I hope you convinced guys. Employee number property is now going to get first column value of result set. EBO dot set e name. RS dot get string of 2. Next, EBO dot set EADD. RS dot get string of 3. EBO dot tell me set salary. RS dot get float of 4. I think we have taken double. Okay, get double of 4. Get double of 4. Convinced with me, guys? Add each object of BO class to list BO. Tell me list BO dot add EBO. End of the while loop. Okay, shall we analyze how this code works, guys? Right. See, this is in plain JDBC, boss. If you go to Spring ORM or Spring Data JP or Hibernate, we need not write this code manually. We have direct method to get the list collection. We have direct method to get the list collection. Right now, we are not entertaining Spring ORM or Hibernate or what? Spring Data JPA. We are just using plain JDBC because everyone is aware of plain JDBC. I'm assuming that only. Got it? So this pain we don't need to take in Hibernate or Spring JDBC or Spring ORM or Spring Data JPA. Only in plain JDBC you have to take this pain, guys. Okay, boss. Now listen. How does it works? Query executed, got the result set. Cool, guys. Empty array list. Empty array list has come. EBO reference variable is created. Okay, while RS dot next. By default, cursor stays in which position, guys? BFR. It comes to what position, guys? First record. Come on. It comes to what? While RS dot next means cursor comes to first record. And that too, it returns true. True means what? It is creating one employee BO class object empty. To that object, what we are doing, guys? To that object, don't switch on your cameras. I will remove you from the meeting. To that object, we are putting what? First record value. See, these 4 values we are storing into this object. Because of these 4 things are not. Come on. Lastly, list BO dot add EBO. We are adding employee BO class object to list collection. Are you getting my point there, God? Yes, guys. Now tell me next one. List BO. Next, what is this? Okay. While RS dot next, cursor goes to next one. Super. Okay. Cursor go to next one. Then what? One more employee BO class objects. Are you listening my statement, guys? Yeah, already I have taken list BO, Mr. S. Menon. Yeah, we got one more BO object. Copied second record. Even that is added to list collection. Done. Next, while rs.next, cursor come to third record. Again, one more EBO class object is created, right? And copied third record. And that object is added to list collection. Come on, guys. While rs.next, from third record, next position is what? ALR. What is that? ALR. ALR means after last record. Tell me, when cursor is there in ALR position, what next method returns, guys? False. False means we'll be coming out of the loop. By the time we came out of the loop, what happened? All the records of result set are copied to BO class objects and they are added to list collection. My job is done or not done? My job is done or not done? Easy or not easy, guys? Now tell me, DAO sends what? RS to service class or list BO to service class? RS to service class or list BO to service class? Definitely it sends what? List BO to service class. Enjoyed this statement, guys? Super, boss. Yes, yes. Okay. Now listen. If we add, this is the last point, don't relax. This is related to auto configuration. If we add spring boot JDBC starter, this is some kind of jars, guys, right? Spring boot starter was, this is what? Spring boot starters. Part of spring boot starters. Okay, if we add starters to spring boot project as dependency, we get the following spring beans through auto configuration. In the initial days also I have highlighted, but this is the right time to actually through auto configurations, boss. Tell me, first one, you will get data source object. Are spring bean is not class, spring bean is an object always. Remember, what is spring bean? The Java class whose object is created and managed by IOC container is called spring bean. Generally, when I say spring bean, you will visualize class. I know that. But when I say spring bean, you should not visualize class. We should visualize what? Object. Are you listening my statement, guys? It is a starter comma JDBC. Fine. Okay. Starter hyphen JDBC. Yes. Data source object. What is the default data source in Spring Boot application, guys? Which one comes through auto configuration? Hikari data source object. Hikari data source object, which represent JDBC connection pool. Next one, JDBC template. The people who know Spring JDBC, they are aware of it. JDBC template object, right? Next, named parameter JDBC template object. These are related to Spring JDBC, boss. Leave it. Today, we are worried about only data source object today. Next, this is related to transaction management. Driver manager data source object. Driver manager data source object, and etc. One, two other things also comes, but right now I don't want to highlight. Okay, these three are part of what? Spring JDBC concept, guys. Part of Spring JDBC API. Are you listening, guys? Okay, auto configuration. But now the question is, how does it knows this data? Our data source object should represent connection pool having which connection, which database software connection objects? Are those inputs it will try to gather from application.properties or not? Yes. Those inputs it will try to gather from what? Application.properties or not? Come on. Application.properties or YM. Application.properties or YML. Okay. So it's a two-way direction, guys. Get inputs to create JDBC connection objects. JDBC connection objects in JDBC connection pool. Connection pool. represented by data source object. Represented by data source object. Clear, my dears? Okay. Get inputs to create JDBC connection objects in JDBC connection pool represented by data source object. From where it will gather? From application.properties file it will gather. Yes. With this, launching what is completed. That means characters are introduced, guys. Characters of our mini project is introduced. Are you listening? What layers we want to develop? Clear. Next, how to pass data across those layers? Clear. Come on. Understanding my point there. And for persistence, which data source should use and how the data source comes? Clear. Come on. In that process, we discussed everything related to connection pool. Everything related to connection pool, we got a clarity, guys. Okay, now all characters are introduced. Auto configuration through starters, clear. So all characters are introduced. Tomorrow, highlighting these character, one storyboard will be prepared. What is storyboard? In single paintbrush, we will get entire project related code. Storyboard. First, I don't write in the Eclipse, boss. First, I will write in the paintbrush as a storyboard. That means plan of the programming. Yeah. Storyboard. Only first 1-2 projects only I will give storyboard unless you get the maturity. Once maturity comes, without storyboard only, we can directly develop the project. Clear, guys? Come on. But first 1-2 projects, let me give the storyboard to understand the flow, to understand the plan, to understand the interaction, everything. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Then implementation. So that's why don't dare to miss next to two classes. If you miss both classes, otherwise don't miss any class. Apply transaction management principle on this, guys. Do everything or nothing. Sir, tomorrow I will miss, day after tomorrow I will come. Is not going to work out. Anil Swain, @ data is not giving default constructor. Okay, it is given by Java C compiler. And if you create default constructor, 0 param constructor manually, why it will come? It will not come. It will not come. Right. Session is over from my side, guys. Shabazz, Angular batch and React batches will be started by Sudhakar Sharma, sir. I think few days back they are started. Again, they will start. Once they are started, I will let you know. He's a dedicated UI faculty. That UI faculty will be taking Angular and what? React JS classes. I think you enjoyed today's session, guys. I think you got few more clarity, few more inputs to your mini project development. Should I give this kind of mini projects once in a while? Because all I'm doing to teach what is auto configuration perfectly, boss. My intention is not to teach anything else. Spring Boot is known for auto configuration, right? Okay. In Spring Basics, I have taught one mini project, but there I have highlighted inputs heavily. But here I'm planning to highlight outputs heavily. So that's why in Spring Basics mini project, I have not talked about getting bunch of records, converting into list BO, converting list BO to list DTO. I didn't highlight that. So here layers are common, but the inputs and outputs are different here. Dharmendra Kumar, BO list data to DTO. Yes, we have to set manually only. Okay, guys. Sachin, I think advanced Java fee is around 3,500 and it is going to start 11 a.m. 21st June. 11 a.m. 21st June. Devash Pandey, here also we can take all data from data as a string using getString. Later we can convert into BO. Okay, because if programmer don't know data types of DB, then also comes. Array, no one will develop DO class without knowing data types. So that thought itself wrong, leave it. Okay, who conducts advanced Java? I only conduct advanced Java. Which database you are going to use and version? Oracle 11G I am going to use, MySQL 8. Okay, PostgreSQL 9 it seems. 9 or 14 or what. Abhishek Asu, backup videos of Spring MVC will come by afternoon, by today afternoon. Because they're searching and gathering, boss. Okay. So it's they're arranging. Once ready, we will share with you. It is only for those people who are coming for evening classes. If you are not coming for evening classes, don't worry. In the morning batch also, Spring MVC will happen. Maybe Spring Boot MVC will happen. Got it now, boss? Right. Okay. I'll be using NoSQL MongoDB in Spring Data MongoDB module. Spring Data MongoDB module. Log4j YouTube channel. Still decision is not taken. Okay. Still decision is not taken. If it is there, it will be there in this week. Okay, guys. J Ravi, if you have a JavaScript, that is enough. Okay, SAR will take care of remaining all the things of Angular and React. Okay, guys. Devash Pandey, morning classes, you will be learning Spring MVC, but in the angle of Spring Boot MVC. So we will be learning every module in Spring Boot angle. Yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. We'll meet tomorrow. Don't dare to miss tomorrow and day after tomorrow classes.